Hey everybody, this is SWChris. I'm from SW City, and welcome to building... No, this is not building Zelda. What is this? This is 8:52 p.m. No, everybody, this is my Q&A episode. I just wanted to start here in a cave because we are going caving for diorite, and we are doing a Q&A episode as well. I need the diorite, speak of the devil, for a lot of things, mostly for the PvP arena I've spent the last few episodes on. So we're going to go ahead and start mining this crap out, and then I'll answer questions and things like that. So it'll be great. A lot of fun. Looks like we have a lot of diorite deposits to play with. So that is awesome. Wow, I've never seen something go that far deep. Okay. That's cool. But yeah, let's start with the first one. So this one is by JBG Blaze. He asks, what Minecraft YouTuber, other than yourself, would you polish the shoes of? So this is a very, very weird question. But that's all right. We take all kinds. So today is Easter Sunday. And I don't know if you guys know your Bible stories, but a lot of what the tradition is built around, okay, there's nothing down there, is, the life of Jesus and all that. And one of the things he did was he washed his disciples' feet. So it's kind of your question kind of reminds me of that, actually, just because of the day I happen to be recording this on. And so if I were to give you a serious answer, it would probably be BOO. And the reason is because he is very, interested in helping other players on his server. I kind of told him he was the mom of the server, and that's really, if there were anybody I was going to show that kind of respect toward, it would be him, because he's impressed me like that. And it's, that would be the serious answer. The not so serious answer, I've got to think on this one. I guess it would probably be Minecraft YouTuber. Probably Zisto, because he doesn't have feet, he has hooves. There we go. That's a good non-serious answer. And I answered it in a serious way. But, what are you gonna do? Oh, hey, did somebody already explore down here, or was this me? This was me. Okay. Alright, so that was me. I'm just being stupid. Okay. Let's see, what else? What else do we have here? Wes the Gamer, he kind of posted on one of my videos recently asking this question. I don't think he meant it really for this video, but I'm going to go ahead and use it, so I hope he doesn't mind. He asks, how do I get subscribers for my YouTube channel? If I knew the answer, I will tell you. Because, well, I know where he's coming from. He's just starting out. And when you start out, it's kind of a big deal to just get your first 10 subscribers, And here I am sitting with 266 by the time I'm recording this. And that can seem like a lot, can it? So I'm not really a source of authority on this, but the way I've been doing it for me is just to try to do some unique content, which is what my building Zelda stuff is about. And that's gotten some interest. I've also done some tutorial videos. However, I really like doing these Octovoxel server episodes. Yeah, we're on the Octovoxel server, by the way. I didn't tell you guys that. There we go. And so, how many? Wow, we are going to stack up a lot. Really fast. This is awesome. This will be really fast, guys. Maybe a short episode. I don't know. But that's kind of how I try to do it, is try to do something unique. I also do tutorial videos. The thing is, the tutorial videos, I get subscribers from the tutorial videos, but I don't think they ever watch my other series. So they're probably not watching this because they're not interested in me. They're interested in whatever tutorial videos I put out. So it's interesting because I think I would probably recommend going all one way or the other, just because like Seth Bling, he was able to kind of make his channel kind of this huge thing because he pretty much just did tutorial videos, and then he kind of made himself, he kind of humanized himself there when he did lots of, once he got up to like 50K and beyond, he started doing other things, and it kind of let people get to know him as a person, and they started subscribing because he's a cool guy. But when you're just starting out for tutorial videos, people are subscribing for the tutorial videos. They get to know you later, but they get to know you through your tutorial videos, not through your other series. So if you're going to do tutorials, just do tutorials. If you're going to do like something like Octovoxel, this isn't pulling in a lot of people. So I wouldn't, and the reason it's not pulling in a lot of people is because we are, okay, there we go. The reason is because everybody and their mother, quite literally their mother, is doing Let's Play videos of Minecraft. And there are a million of them out there. It's hard to get noticed. And this is also probably one of the hardest games to do them well in. So not only do you have a million people doing Let's Plays of Minecraft, you have a million, slightly less than a million doing them badly. So it takes a lot to get people to invest in you as just an LP at this point in time. It's I don't want to depress you, but I mean, that's just kind of my observations and what I'm seeing. And so, if you enjoy doing the Let's Play videos, that's great. Enjoy doing them. But don't expect overnight success. And by overnight, I mean within the next couple years. You have to work hard to get overnight success. And that's true in any field. And that pretty much means that if you are going to if you're going to do these kind of Let's Plays, you're going to have to do it because you love it, not because you like doing, not just because you want subscribers or, let me tell you a story. We briefly knew this one guy who did Let's Plays, and he was decent at them. He rocketed up to 800 subscribers fairly quickly, and then he kind of started leveling off, and he ended up quitting because, well, he just wasn't growing anymore, and he stopped doing Let's Plays. And I think he stopped doing his YouTube channel. I'm not sure. And the reason he stopped, is basically because his whole reason for doing YouTube was kind of getting the approval of other people. At least from what I can tell. He wouldn't say this because he probably doesn't, he's probably not consciously aware of it, but I kind of want to see what's down there. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But he's kind of an example of what not to do. This guy pretty much thought that if he wasn't getting subscribers, that meant he wasn't, worth anybody's time. And it kind of made him feel sad and depressed about himself. And so, you can't do YouTube just because, other people will like you. YouTube is a pretty cutthroat game. You have to be pretty sure of yourself. It's not a way to feel good about yourself in the sense that you're looking for other people to subscribe to your channel and and you're using that as a barometer as to how worthy you are. Because I mean, if you're looking at other people for approval, so that you can feel good about yourself, that's always almost a sure way to sadness and ruin. Wow, I'm so depressing. But it's true, a lot of people... Is that obsidian? That is obsidian. Okay, we're down at the bottom. Lovely. Okay, we'll try that. Okay, there we go. Sweet. So yeah, that one is kind of the big deal. You just gotta make sure you're doing YouTube for the right reasons. And we're gonna die. There we go. All fixed. Gotta make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. And the right reasons are because you already enjoy it and because you are satisfied enough with yourself to put yourself out there. It's not to get approval from other people. Okay, so next question. First video game. What was the first video game you ever played? So... the first video game, I wanted to say Super Mario Brothers, but then I thought of something, which is a game that nobody's probably ever heard of, but it's called Starquake, and it's by this little company called Bubble Bus, and it was made in the 80s, and it's actually a lot like Minecraft in that you have to explore this vast intergalactic cave system for spare parts for your crashed ship. And there we go. All right. Let's grab this book. Thank you. Oh, is that gold? No, that's iron. Okay. And so, let's put those on my bar. It was like this little blob guy, and you could run around inside of the cave system. The surface was kind of like this spacey landscape, and it was only a few screens long, but it was like 10 or 12 screens deep. So you had like 144 different screens to play around with. I'll take that. Thank you very much. And it was just this fun exploration game. Your little guy would go down in there. It would find these parts, and you would dodge these four characters that spawned on your screen, on every screen, and that's not weird at all. Hello. How did a squid spawn in that block? That's so weird. Okay. No. Right there. Thank you. I'm going to find gold, too, if I can help it. Maybe. This is not the way to go up there. So, all right, let me see if I can figure this out here. One of them was this kind of spinny screwdriver type of fellow, and if you touched him, you blew up. The others were kind of happy-go-lucky kind of space creatures, and you could shoot them if you wanted, but they were passive. They weren't going to do anything. They're kind of like this Minecraft's kind of cows or bats or something like that. You know, they don't do anything, and there's no purpose to them other than to look pretty and to take up space. And you run through the screens, and bonk. Okay, there's nothing here. Absolutely nothing here. Darn. Okay, let me grab this. And you run through the screens, and the level design was pretty cool because one section was like this kind of maze. There were kind of these like elevators that would take you up and down, and you had to go through them to proceed to the next screen, and there was no going back. And that was kind of a cool little area. The other thing was they had teleporters. So if you had discovered the teleportation codes, what you have to do is find the teleporter, and it would have its teleportation code on the screen when you entered the teleporter. You wrote that down, and then, oh, hello. Yeah, let's fix that. There we go. You wrote that down, and then you could teleport back to that location from any other teleporter just by typing in that code, and it would just kind of open up the fun level of the game a lot, because then you wouldn't have to traverse a ton of screens just to drop off your materials. And there was also kind of like the secret hidden section that there was no way to reach it from the outside. So the only way to actually find that section was to... oh, hello. There we go. Oh, no. This is a shallow cave. We're going to have to go elsewhere. But the only way to find the hidden section was, by word of mouth or by a bulletin board system or whatever. I have no idea. This was my dad's game originally, and he showed it to me, and I have no idea how he found the original code for that, but he did. And that was like the super hard level. It was kind of like the Nether. There were spikes everywhere, and it was just smaller. It was like 8 screens, and that was it. But there we go. All right, let's go find another spot. Oh, hey there. And then I'll start on another question. Oh, okay. Let's start on the question first. Okay, so favorite video game console. Okay, so my favorite video game console of all time. Oh, I should tell you my next first video game, which was Super Mario Brothers, which I was actually scared about doing. And we're in the Podzol Forest, by the way, because we can do that sort of thing. So we're just going to run across here and try to find another cave. So my favorite video game console is the Super Nintendo system. That thing was awesome. I would play that for days and days and days. Doesn't seem to be much of a cave system around here, so that's unfortunate. You know what? Let me cut, and then I'll be right back once I find a cave. Well, guess who's an idiot and forgot to record? That's right, me. Actually, I think what happened was I double tapped my record button and it didn't pick up. So you missed a whole question and an encounter with the witch that was kind of funny. But I'll go ahead and answer my question, which was, what was my favorite video game console? Let me try to do this again. Oh, excuse me. That was a mouth fart, for those of you who weren't paying attention. Let's see. So my favorite video game console, like I said, was the Super Nintendo. And the reason was because of Super Mario Kart. I love that game. I loved it, and I wanted it when I saw it on TV. It was like the most amazing thing ever. And I would just play it forever and ever and a day. And my brothers and I would just go round and round with battle mode. Our favorite one was Battle Course 2, which was the one with kind of the sandy texture, but with the little tiny ponds around it. And we would just drive each other nuts because sometimes we would just kind of park ourselves in the middle of one of those ponds where no red shells or anything could get us, and we'd just sit there driving our opponent nuts until he found a feather to where he could join us, and then we just kind of skip out. So we got to the point where we were just so good that we had to almost collide with each other before we let our shells go, because otherwise we would just end up dodging them. So that was a big reason why that's my favorite video game console. The other big reason is Super Mario World. Uniracers was a good one. We had this weird game called UN Squadron. It was kind of like a side-scrolling fighter game. I don't know of any similar games, but it was kind of a neat one that we played a little bit. Oh yes, and Super Mario RPG. That was mind-blowing when we got it. I mean, an RPG starring Mario characters. I mean, that was the first time I think that had ever really happened on a serious level. And it was an awesome story. And it's available on the Wii U or the Wii Virtual Console, one of the two, maybe both. So download it. You have to play this. And finally, there was also Turtles in Time. Turtles in Time. Need I say more? I don't think so. And as for the favorite console that I hadn't had a chance to play, it is the Virtual Boy. And let's join the video in progress, and I'll explain to you why. Okay, we're back. So, where were we before that evil witch decided to screw us over? Ah, yes, the Virtual Boy. So, I wanted to get the system. Mom and Dad wouldn't let me. Actually, it was Dad. He thought it was a waste of money. And to be honest, he was being a good parent because it was a waste of money. Oh yeah, okay. So we got some diorite here and diorite down there, but there's no cave system. That's sad. Oh well. I came for the diorite, not the caves. And, you know, the flaws of the system are pretty obvious. It's a 3D system, and you can't use analog sticks because they weren't invented yet. So you're using the D-pads, dual D-pads to move around in a 3D space, and it was just clunky. Not to mention the wireframe LCD thing was just bad. It was hard on the eyes. It was difficult to move around in. And it wasn't portable, so it was like it had to sit on a table to actually work. So not only is this named after Virtual Boy, which is supposedly a portable system. I'm sorry, Game Boy, which is the portable system. But it's a non-portable portable. So it's kind of weird. But yeah, I got one on eBay, and I think I'll do an unboxing video for you guys if you're interested. I'm interested, so I'm going to upload it. And we'll continue on post-haste and thusly. Let's see here. Next question. What happened to the live streaming? So, yeah, about that. Comcast is being a pain in the butt. So, and I'm not the person in charge of the kind of the internet, so I haven't been able to get my roommate you know, he's the holder of the account. I haven't talked to him yet about asking Comcast what the big deal is. So I've just been kind of lazy about that. Also, my schedule is just kind of nuts, and it doesn't really support a live streaming habit at the moment, which is really unfortunate because I really want to do it. It's really fun, and plus my friends always like to get involved. And those are the best live streams, to be honest, when you have multiple people. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll get there eventually, but I need to actually get in a different place in my life. Got a lot of stuff going on. You've probably heard me complain about it before. You know, multiple jobs. Get to that. There we go. Thank you. Multiple jobs. Lots of stuff going on that's not YouTube related, that's distracting. Just a lot of crap. So, live stream's kind of on hold, unfortunately. I don't like it, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. And let's see how many other idioms I can work in to this episode. Idioms. Not witty enough. Sorry, can't do any more. All right, so that's where the live streaming went. Next question. What is your favorite music? So, depends on my mood, but it's almost exclusively soundtracks, movie soundtracks. And I don't know, what can I say? I just love John Williams. Star Wars fan. So John Williams is kind of a must. I really, when I just want something to kind of just, you know, for like mood music or something, The Last Samurai's soundtrack. Oh, what's back here? Is there anything? No, doesn't look like it. Darn. Okay. So Last Samurai, which is really, really cool. It's a shorter soundtrack, but the music is continuous. So you can put the CD in, and it doesn't stop. It just keeps playing for an hour and a half or so. You know, it just goes and goes and goes. It's a continuous soundtrack. Mellow, just kind of talks about, I mean, really the message of the film is you know, losing a way of life and how painful that can be, and how important it is to, you know, hang on to those things, you know, even as you're marching forward with progress. And so the whole soundtrack is almost kind of a lament for the samurai culture in a way. And it's just, you know, kind of therapeutic, really. So there we go. Get all the diorite. There we go. So that's one of my favorites. Star Wars, the soundtracks there, all of them, even from the video games like The Force Unleashed. I love those. Those are some of my favorites. Let's see what else. I should look through my iPod. Let me see here. Got a bunch of stuff here. Any Legend of Zelda soundtrack that's orchestrated and not synthesized, I love those. The Lord of the Rings soundtracks. Most of it is Tron Legacy. Now that is a soundtrack. That is an amazing soundtrack. I love that one. So those are some of the ones I listen to a lot. And let's see. Is it getting night again? Yeah, it's getting night again. Probably need to start wrapping this up because I am almost out of diorite. I need to go over there and then we'll call it a day. But let's see. When will a map download of the Building Zelda be available? So this was another one that got asked in my Building Zelda thing, kind of. It was more of like a demand for a map. But my current thinking, and this could change, kind of depending. My current thinking is to release a version of the map once I have the kind of the opening sequence of A Link to the Past finished. So that's kind of what I'm working on is trying to finish the opening sequence, you know, with the rain and having to rescue the princess the first time. So there we go. All right. Now you are effectively corralled. Congratulations. There we go. All right. So I'm probably going to work on that. Probably going to do that. So that means I have to finish the castle first and the sanctuary, and I have some cool plans for those in mind. Who knows? I'm not going to talk about them now because it may change. Just once I work them out practically, the design will probably change. But they're definitely going to be pretty big and epic in scale, and it's going to be really cool. And then let's do one more question just for the final thing. Maybe, if I can find one. What was school like for you? So this is a fun one. So growing up, elementary school, it was normal elementary school. Kind of cool, like, you know, wasn't picked on, had a lot of fun. It was elementary school. What can I say? I actually, this is not me in real life, but I actually managed to become the class clown for a couple weeks. When my third grade teacher went away on maternity leave, they hired a new, a new substitute, and she came in from this town called Ellsworth. My class is pretty small. Let's see, how do I get over there? Ah, well, you know what? Screw it. I'll just we'll just head back to spawn, and then or at least to my arena house. And I got a crush on her, which is really weird because she was 30 at the time. And I was what, 8? Something like that? I don't know. But I became the class clown and tormented this poor lady and eventually earned a seat up at the front of the class facing the class. I had never done that before. I was always the good kid, always followed the rules. And I think I just kept making stupid quips and punchlines and one-off jokes and things like that. I was just being a smartass, and because I like the teacher. Head hots for teacher. Yeah, and you know, that was what elementary school was like. Junior high was living hell, so that was quite a change. Basically got picked on a lot and got traumatized, and I don't like talking about it, but you know, not everybody goes through that. I really don't think everybody goes through that. I think only probably about half the kids, maybe 3/4 of the kids go through that, which is a shame because but you know, I don't know. I mean, all I know is my experience, and it sure looked like the jocks and the stoners weren't getting roughed up. So who knows? But then it started getting better in high school. Started earning the respect and stuff like that. Basically, part of what made junior high a living hell and what made high school a little better was I wasn't forced to go out for football anymore after junior high. So after I stopped doing that, I stopped becoming a target, and people, of course, also started maturing a bit. They weren't so cliquish, I guess. And, oh, yeah, that was high school. Where did the arena go, you ask? Well, some friends and I decided to... I talked to the guys on the server, and basically we decided that it was probably going to work better at spawn. So we're moving Mangoland to spawn. Yep. So I took it all down earlier today, and it's all sitting in a chest over at spawn, and I'm going to rebuild it off camera. That's the other thing I got to talk to you guys about. We are not probably going to release an episode next week. Possibly not the week after. The frequency on these is going to slow down because, you know, I talked about I was kind of in sort of a transition period in life at the moment where I'm trying to find... Hello, spider. You're a nice spider. That's good. My life is in a transition period, and I need time to transition it. And I don't want to give building Zelda up. I need to focus on that. So Octovoxel is kind of getting the short shrift. At least the camera time is. I'll still be working on the server here and there, probably on weekends. But I won't be releasing an episode every week. I just can't put in the time right now, and it's just I gotta sacrifice something. And I know I'm not putting out a lot of videos right now, but I have a pretty full life, and so this is the best I can manage. So I hope you guys understand. But I will be rebuilding the arena, and I will definitely release an episode to check in with you guys once I have something to show on that. So I'll be recording bits and pieces over the next week or so, few weeks maybe, and stitch them together into a good episode, ethos style, and we'll continue there. So thanks for understanding. Look forward to more building Zelda, hopefully by the end of May, maybe a week, maybe before then, hopefully by the middle of May, but I don't know. So until then, thank you for watching the episode and getting to know me a little better. If you want to ask any questions in the comments, I'll be answering them. So, auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, hasta la vista, goodbye. Holy crap, it's Jesus Horse. He's walking on water. And he's smiling.